The SHARE S20 just got a major update and I reprocessed all scans to find out if it actually fixes the software side that held this scanner back. The answer is no simple. The hardware was always decent and the software was doing its job, but it was still pretty basic. So I took scans I had before the update, reprocessed them again, compared the results and tested the new features in the field. And a lot of things actually changed. I compared point cloud, quality, noise levels, colorization and filtering side by side, and I also tested the new mobile app workflow, specifically the RTK changes and the new coordinate system options. So let's start where it counts most, the point cloud itself. I did notice a real difference here. The results look cleaner, less noise, less random data floating around, surfaces feel more controlled and easier to work with. Now the scanner didn't become a different product overnight, but cleaner data matters more than impressive looking data. A dense, noisy point cloud might look great from a distance, but when you start zooming in, when you try to extract details or create drawings, noise becomes a serious problem. There is a trade-off though, and I want to flag it earlier. The effective range feels slightly more conservative than before. You might get less long-range data, but what do you get is cleaner and more reliable. For most real survey work, that's the right trade-off, and I would rather have less data I can trust than more data I have to delete. And the big reason the point cloud looks cleaner, the filtering has improved. Let me show you why that actually matters. Filtering is no flashy feature, but bad filtering costs you time, and time costs you money. And if you are scanning a building, a street, or any complex environment, you don't want to spend hours removing noise that the software should have handled. With this update, the filtering is genuinely better. The point cloud is cleaner out of the box, and the software handles the data more selectively. You will still need to inspect and clean depending on the job, but the baseline has improved significantly, and that is exactly the kind of update that makes a real difference in real workflows. So the data is cleaner, but it's something else that is noticeably different the moment you open the scan. The point cloud looks more natural and it's easier to read at a glance. One important thing to say here, better colorization is not the same as better accuracy. A beautiful point cloud can still be wrong, but color does matter for interpretation. Identify objects like manhole covers or gullies that don't have big contrasts. On all of these fronts, this is a clear improvement. Better visuals are useful, but looking good and being correct are two different things. And this is the next update. Is actually about closing the gap. You can now add checkpoints and verify your data straight inside SHARE Point Cloud Studio, which means you can compare the scan against known points and start to validate the results. And this is something I care about a lot. Looking good is not the same as being correct. Before, quality checking inside the workflow was pretty limited. Now you have a proper mechanism to evaluate what you capture that gives you more confidence in the data, or it tells you early when something is wrong, and that is also valuable. You still need to place control correctly, you still need to look at the results critically, but having this built into the software, it's a meaningful step towards professional validation. So you can now validate the scan against known points, but what about getting the scan into the right coordinate system in the first place? That has changed too. The coordinate system options have expanded significantly, and this matters for real project work. Before, workflow was largely based on WGS84. This is fine for some use cases, but not if you are working in OS grid like in the UK, ETRS 89 in Europe, NAD 83 in North America, or a local site grid on a construction project. You can now select a proper reference coordinate system, work with the ellipsoid heights, and apply a height offset. So if you survey a few known points with the GNSS and you know the height difference between your scan and your project datum, you can now bring that into alignment. And this is genuinely useful. But, and this matters, This tool will not save you if you don't understand what you're using them for. Ellipsoid heights versus automatic heights, geoid models, national grid versus local grid. If you are unclear about any of this, the software will help you make a mistake faster, no slower. The tools are better, but the knowledge still has to come from you. Those changes are inside SHARE Point Cloud Studio, but the update also changes how you work in the field before the data even gets processed. The RTK initialization now asks you to walk in a S pattern roughly 30 minutes before you start scanning, and on paper that sounds minor, but on site it changes how you start every scan. You can't just press start and walk. You need to follow a process. That covers the core workflow changes, but there is one more feature worth talking about, and this one is more how the data looks than how it performs. Gaussian Splatting is the new visual feature, and it does look impressive. It gives a more natural photorealistic representation of the scan, useful for client presentation, site visualization, and communicating what was captured. It shows SHARE is moving with the market, and I like that. But for survey work, I still care more about the point cloud, the geometry, the checks, and the final deliverables. Gaussian Splatting is a nice addition, but don't confuse realistic visuals with verified survey data. They are not the same. So there is a lot that has been improved, but I don't want this to sound like a highlight reel, because the S20 still has some real limitation, and you need to know what they are before you take it on a paid job. Let's be direct about the limitation, because this is where most review videos go quiet. First, the accuracy. Outdoor, the S20 gives you around 2 to 5 centimeters. Indoor, between 1 to 2 centimeters. That numbers tells you everything about where this scanner belongs. It belongs in topographical surveying, site surveying, terrain capture, complex interior. If your project tolerance sits within a couple of centimeters, this scanner can do the job very well. But if you are working in industrial fabrication, scanning pipework, structural steel or plant equipment, or if your project demands sub-centimeter accuracy, this is not your tool. For that level of work, you are looking for traditional laser scanning like Leica, Trimble, Faro, or any other similar system. Those are different tools for different tolerances. The S20 is not trying to replace them, it is filling a different gap, and within that gap it fills it well. So is the SHARE S20 better now? Yes. The point cloud is cleaner, the filtering is better, and the colorization is much improved. Add checkpoints and better coordinate system options, and you can see SHARE starting to take professional workflows more seriously. And if you want to see this scanner put to work in a real job, I recently used S20 to scan an entire CrossFit gym, full interior, complex geometry, equipment everywhere. It is a proper real world test of what this scanner can actually handle in a demanding environment. Check out the video here.